Oh, hello there. I didn't see you. I'm Craig from Iron Horse Railways, and you're watching The Monday Club.
It's Monday, it's 7 p.m, and the Bronx are on parade. It's time for The Monday Club, featuring your host, Jennifer Kirk, with the help of the Covered Monkey, and your host with the Toast Topsy Toaster, and a wizard called Gandalf, featuring the sounds of the Glass 08 Symphony Orchestra and the musical stylings of Gordon, the music maestro. Let's get ready to loco! Ho, ho, ho! Ooh.
A big hello to you. It is really great to see you, and I hope you are well. Welcome back to Weiryard up here in the loft, and it is the Monday Club. That is your online modelling show, and
it's your online model railway hobby club.
Yeah, my brain just went. I can give you this word.
Show.
I give you this word. There you go. You know how it is.
Yeah, we do.
It's great to see you, and I hope you are well. We've got loads of people in. Don't forget to hit the like button, share the video to social media, really important. Let's grow this audience because we've got a hot topic tonight. And if you aren't already subscribed, then do so. And if you haven't rung the notification bell, then do so. Because YouTube's very good at hiding videos from people. You've subscribed to a channel and it hides the content from that. But it goes, oh, I've got you some absolute garbage. Oh, we're trying to pump.
It's like, here's the video show. You're Olay!
Yeah, it's like dance, monkey, dance. But yeah, we've got a hot topic, and it's interesting.
It's
really
caused a little bit of.
I've never known a topic to get this right. Remember, there was a question mark there.
Yes,
but what we wanted to talk about is about the way that the hobby's changing, and has this affected conventional model railway clubs?
Yes.
And
do they still have a place in the changing environment?
And we just like to say, we've obviously been a huge supporter for well over a decade of clubs. Clubs obviously putting on a lot of exhibitions.
Absolutely.
We've supported and promoted so many exhibitions, so many model rail.
Don't you have a layout donated at a club?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
In fact, actually, there's another club that we donated stuff to after Great Model Railway Challenge. So, we've done a lot to promote the hobby and promote clubs and such like. I'm not a member of a club, but I do realise the importance, and the whole point of the posts was really to kind of get people to talk about this, because, we've got a lot of younger people coming through, and there's been a lot of talk recently about, are there gatekeepers in the hobby? Yeah. And a part of that did seem to be a bit tied up with sometimes. I know I've experienced this in the past, going to club open days and finding that there are certain people there who I dubbed the fun police. It's like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, no, we run this. So you can't run that way. And, that would put people off, especially the younger generation.
Yeah.
But I think that there's an awful lot of younger people coming through. And I think we're going to see a changing of the guard.
What I would like to see is clubs realise that the newer generation aren't just not as experienced as them yet. I mean, everyone will get the experience, of course, they will, but also that they do things differently.
But then saying, there's a lot of very, very talented people who are coming through, do a lot of stuff online, who aren't necessarily heavily involved in clubs.
And that's why when I posted this idea to you, I said, given the way that the world is going, do they can still have a place? And I think some people have really looked at it the wrong way to what we intended.
Absolutely.
And for that, I apologise. It is a text-based medium. Sometimes
when I get a word in edgeways...
now you know how it feels to be me.
George says, I finally joined a new club last year. It's great. It's about enjoying running trains. And I think, that is amazing.
Absolutely.
And certainly some of the early shows that I can remember supporting as a YouTuber, I can remember, chatting with people on the club layouts, and they were talking about how they wanted to attract new people into the hobby, that it was about being fun. And
Yes.
about running trains and running all sorts of trains, not necessarily ones which prototypically would have been accurate together. And I thought that was absolutely great.
Yeah, because and also, you've got to remember, I come at this from a very, very different point of view. I would be very happy to have a Gronk pulling intercity coaches.
Yes, you would. Now, DJ K666 says, I wonder where these fun police actually get any enjoyment from the hobby.
They get the enjoyment from telling other people what to do.
Yeah, and we see this in all walks of life.
Yes,
it's
not
not
limited
confined to the hobby.
Absolutely not.
Clipboard merchants and jobsworths. It's the same kind of person. But we've got a great turnout.
We
So
really
see
have.
SJ Train World, Nigel Newbold, who says Ilfracombe Model Railway Club have their exhibition at the Landmark Theatre this weekend.
Excellent. I hope you do well.
Absolutely. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, I just joined a club and it's fun watching people run their trains. The other day a guy was running his Pendo so fast we thought it might go through an open window and enter orbit.
How fast was enter orbit? My goodness.
The Hornby Railroady 040 things, I always call them the pocket rocket. I get told off. Apparently the youth have reappropriated that term.
Pocket rocket has been a euphemism for a gentleman's fun zone since the 70s, my dear.
Oh, well, it shows how out of touch I am. But I can remember before Hornby started putting a resistor into them just to slow them down and tame them just a little bit, it was possible to get them to fly off the track on the corners. Tanith Velika, Tanith Velaqua says, I have a layout with an LMS 4P Fowler, a regional super sprinter, and a fire engine from Essex.
Nice.
Why not? At the end of the day, it's about fun.
It's all what
about
you want.
enjoying yourself.
Yes.
And that's what we're really all about.
Absolutely.
And it's one of the reasons that we're so keen to share what you guys are up to. And don't forget that you can send in links to your videos. Don't send the videos themselves because they do tend to just get chewed up that we won't get through. And your pictures as well. Send them to zoe.robinson@gmail.com.
Yeah.
And put Monday Club in the title, and we'll be taking a look at those towards the final quarter of the show.
And of course, remember that this is your online model railway hobby club.
Absolutely. SJ Train World says our club has grown over the last 5 months with 7 new members. We're still in the early stages of the layout, as we are only about to put tracks on the layout. James Whiting says, at Chatham Model Railway Club, our main aim is to enjoy playing trains on our club layout and drink tea and eat biscuits. Oh, yeah. That's actually pretty good.
That's better than how I do it, where I eat tea and drink biscuits.
Yeah.
And that's why I have a cough.
Rob Evans says, our club is only £1 yearly. That's actually really good value. And
that is incredible value.
And I think as well that there are a lot of clubs out there where the whole objective is about getting the new generation into the hobby and about people having fun. It's not about collecting money so that the Fun Police's pet project can be funded. And, I think, times have changed. And one of the topics, actually, we want to do in coming weeks is about, is social media bad for the hobby? And we're not going to chat about it now. I think we all know the answers to this, and it's very complicated, which is why it makes a great
topic, and that's why we do these debates.
Yeah, but Russell Benson says, haha, Fun Police would love me running my Strathclyde 101, Bon Outside Line, Hatton's LMS Genesis coaches and Inside Line. Absolutely. Rick Morley says, I'm dyeing my hair blue, so I'll be quiet for the next 30 minutes.
Does dyeing your hair mean you have to shut up? Is that where I went wrong?
Yeah, yes, it probably is. Jacob's Train says, at the Barnsley Model Railway Club, we like chatting, running trains, building layouts, building custom locos, and learning new stuff. And that is often a really great way of doing it. Now, just remember that when you watch YouTube videos, a lot of it is edited somewhat. And, I'm not talking about me, I'm talking about in general. But, the person will have done a few trial runs and testing stuff out, and there'll be outtakes as well, which get edited out just to make it flow better.
Yeah.
But when you're actually in person, it means that you can learn in real time, but also you get to ask questions in a way that's a lot harder to do with videos on YouTube.
Yeah, if the person would even respond to questions on YouTube is a matter of whether they're there, whether they've got time, whether they even see your comment.
Yeah.
But in real time, when you're at a club, you can talk to people and get real responses.
Simon Train from Mother Railway Showcase says, breaking news, I finally got a box file for the Engage project.
Yay!
Let's Make Tracks TT120 says my club is £100 per year, but their rent is high. And obviously, it doesn't
Rent
necessarily mean that all clubs have to be like dirt cheap. There are costs associated with running a club, and I think
it's not just the T fund.
Yeah, absolutely. John JMC, our guru of sound, great to see you. Wamgok, Aaronville, JL Railways, Peter Jackson, Cheadle Heath, Clive Engage, Alan Reynolds of Buckland Junction, aka PBA J Clock Allen. John JMC, our guru of sound, says, I don't edit mine. So,
someone's good. Someone's real good.
And the thing is,
perhaps he means that he gets someone else to do it.
No,
like you do when I have to edit them.
Yeah, or maybe what he's saying is he's just really good at doing it, and I've met him. He is. Yes. Yes. Okay.
So it's not that he doesn't need to.
Naive Gauge says I show mistakes on my videos. Yeah.
Jen shows mistakes sometimes, but only because I forget to edit them out.
The thing about it is that sometimes it makes for a better video for what I'm trying to do if it doesn't have mistakes and they won't bloody fit.
Yeah,
so
there are certain things where it just doesn't fit with what you're going for.
And this is John James C, our guru of sound, says they're all done live, so no editing required at all.
That'll do it.
Nick at Bletchton High Level says this is a social hobby and we all need friends.
Yes.
Yeah, and there is an element of that as well. And I've been to an awful lot of club events where it's as much about a social gathering with like-minded people than anything else. In fact,
now that is
I believe I've been to one of your live Steam events, which we had a great time actually.
We did. We had a real good time.
We filmed a huge video, great fun. And of course, the Hornby live Steam guys quite often have a layout at quite a few of the big shows, and it's quite telling actually. It's a layout with no scenery at the shows, but it's always pulling a crowd like 5 or 6 deep. It's very, very popular.
So this is actually
why have I got that?
Right, because I want to do something.
Okay, well you.
This is what I was trying to talk about. Right, one of the things that has just come up that we're talking about, the human element, is exactly what I'm trying to bring. Go for it. You got it.
Yeah, you do the talking.
The human element is what I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Something that Kyle Humphreys brought up in the Monday Club group. He says, I still attend my local model club almost every week. Yes, the internet brings you close to people, but it doesn't really.
Yeah, there's an element of that.
I thought that was a really good point. You can feel like you know people, but you don't actually know them.
Yeah, and it's something actually during lockdown that was interesting. We had a huge influx of people because the Model Rail Club had been their social life, and that was taken them away with lockdown when a lot of these clubs had to close. Yeah. And that's, we were pulling regularly every week over 500 people on at a time. Yeah. Because it was sorely missed, the social aspect of these clubs.
And that's the thing. Yeah, we're talking to people now, but do we actually know you? I'd say we're familiar with a lot of people now, and we love to see you when we turn up to shows. Yeah. But that's the telling part, isn't it? When we turn up to shows.
Yeah, or model rail clubs, or preserved railways, or
things like that.
In motorway service stations, and
couldn't reach out and shake your hand right now. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about, and I think to a certain extent that's what Carl was talking about.
Yeah.
There is a community, so. Yeah, and I've picked Kyle's things specifically because of that part, but also because he's one of the guys that I think didn't quite didn't quite get what I was trying to go for. I'm not trying to say that they don't have a place. I'm saying that we've had a lot of people comment that they don't go to a club or that they
Yeah,
can't go to
and-
a club, and that's why
yeah.
we wanted to talk about
And
it.
AD Pullen says when you're flat bound because of health issues, you can't do clubs.
Yeah.
There is that, and there's still a lot of people who can't do clubs, and
Absolutely.
a lot of reasons for that. Could be health reasons, mobility reasons, not actually living close to a club.
Yeah.
I guess there's a lot of people in more remote locations where there just isn't a club within easy reach.
There was
And
no club where I grew up.
And if you are reliant on, say, public transport, that can be quite tricky.
Yes.
But that doesn't mean that that clubs are defunct. It just means that new media has provided a lifeline.
Yes.
So let's have a look. B2000 RO Toys channel says, "Hi Jenny and Zoe. Lately I've been making some new bogies for my G-Scale Express coaches, as the last ones were not built well. Now the metal rods help them run smoother and more stable." That is good, actually.
And also, that's a good demonstration of something else.
What?
Practice makes perfect.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to put this out there. But I think a lot of people, when they see some of the stuff that we do on this channel, some of the clubs, layouts, and people that we do videos on, and they go, "Oh, that's really good. Oh, I'll never be that good." Just remember that none of us were that good when we first started in the hobby.
Yes.
My first model railway was a flat green painted 6x4 piece of plywood, and that was it. It was completely flat, and I laid out my models on that. We all started somewhere.
There was one guy that said this in gaming terms, but I think it's appropriate.
Uh-huh.
Don't compare your level 1 with their level 20.
Mhm.
When you start out, you have a lot to learn. When you're a lot older, you still have a lot to learn, but it's a different set of things that you have to learn. You already know the basics by now. Never compare yourself to someone who's been there for years.
Yeah, Andrew Bettis says, "We have a club. It's the Monday Club. Maybe
That's
you could
what
do
I love.
pins or t-shirts." And we
We'll get
absolutely
pins.
love
Jen
that.
keeps while she was reading that out, she was pressing on my foot.
Yeah,
Because-
I'm trying to get you to shut
no,
up.
what it was, let's have pins. Press down on foot.
Yeah.
I know your score there, lady.
Big hello to Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent. It's great to see you, and I hope you are well. But yeah, this is your online model rail club, and this allows people from all around the globe to get together. And it's one of the reasons we started doing the sharing of videos. When did we actually start? Was that during
that's
lockdown?
years ago. That was years ago.
Was that during lockdown, or were we doing that even before?
It was before lockdown. It was an offshoot of the time we did a virtual model
railway exhibition. Yeah. John JMC, our guru of sound, says, "We all started somewhere, and I'm still not that good." Oh, you're very modest. No, seriously, you are very modest. You are quite good. I've seen your models, and Fly Much Everyone absolutely says, hit that like button, please, if you haven't already, and share the video to social media. Let people know about the Monday Club. I do feel that that people are going like, we're not going to tell anybody about the Monday Club, and it's like, just tell people. It's no, it's not. It doesn't have to be a secret. Paul Murphy says, "Hello, folks. I gave a like. Thank you so much."
Thank you.
Peter Jackson Cheadle, he says, "I'd like to join a club, but my early starts in the morning make it difficult."
That is another issue, yes.
Yeah, I'd forgotten about it. Yeah, if you do, like, say, shift work, that can be quite difficult. Nick at Bletchton High Level says, "Wow, I've not heard one cough yet. Well done, Jenny and Zoe."
Give me an hour.
Hold on. We've got the Jenny Kirk Memorial cough. There you go. One
Memorial Cup. What are you on?
Because I don't know. Dave Swindon Junction says, "Is anyone here from Royal Wootton Bassett area?" Might be. We'll see if somebody's.
There's people from all over. So
yes, people from just up the road from here as well.
Yeah.
Gadget Man 1701 has just joined the Jenny Kirk channel membership. Thank you so much for your support. And don't forget that you can join as well. It gives you your name in green, access to some unique emoticons which are not available to anybody else. Plus, you get to watch the Friday video early. So do look out for that.
Early and without the YouTube ads, because I turned them off for the
Yes.
version.
Jason Pryor says, "Hi Jenny and Zoe, I'm a member of 3 clubs and 2 societies.
My goodness.
Club nights are Wednesday and Friday, with the other club on Sundays twice a month."
Nice.
That's great. Moneybrook Junction says, "Evening Jenny, thought we'd drop in it in." I think it's "and say hello," but it's not printed your end, so it says "in AD say hello." It's like that's gangster speak. In it.
I did love that. So, young gentleman, where do you go to college? We go to blah blah blah, innit? Like, no, we're asking where you go. We know you go in it.
Right. Roger Woolston Holmes says, "My family live in Linnerham." Linnerham? I think that's how it's pronounced.
Lynham? I thought it was Lynham. Have I been pronouncing that guy's name wrong?
I don't know. Let's Make Tracks TT120 says, "Get Gandalf to light up his pipe." I think with the
Monday club hour is never late.
has he been on the halfling leaf? It's like
Nor are the early. They arrive precisely
every time I
when
look
they mean
over,
to.
that is stationary
Thanks,
there,
Gandalf.
and I don't know whether it's stopped
He
or.
does believe that the halfling leaf is good for the buff.
Paul Murphy says, "Yesterday was my 54th birthday." Oh,
Happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, says, "Jenny, is it Jada, Yada, Jada? I'm gonna say Jada Toys announced their own interpretation of Chelsea's card from Kickline in diecast form. This one will be released in 1/24th scale and 1/32 scale, which I think 1/32 scale is pretty much UKO gauge. The 1/24th one is that gauge 1. It has a different Chelsea diecast figure."
Cool.
Clive Cobalt says, "Hi Jenny, we're getting a new railway station in Belfast soon with all trains to and from." Excellent. Actually, I was in Belfast the other week. I did a quick trip over there, filming for it's actually a feature film.
Yeah, you were playing a shelf.
She always says that. No, they're actually repurposing some of the sets from Game of Thrones.
Well, someone's got to use them. To
yeah.
be honest with you, the sets from Game of Thrones I thought were called Ireland.
Some of it. I've been to some of the places actually up near the Giant's Causeway and that.
Yeah.
That was actually a good trip. But
It wasn't
yeah,
a set, they just
it's been a
borrowed
long
country.
it's been a long time since I've been over to Ireland, so it was quite nice to have an unexpected trip. And I got to see the sets of the live action version of the film, How to Train Your Dragon. Yes, that's right. You may squee now because I do have photos. No, I can't show you them. Nick Garolimo says, "Hey Jen, what's the deadline on the box file project?"
There isn't
no
a
deadline. No deadline.
You are-
Do it in your own time. It's okay, and people can do this. Come and go as you please.
Yeah.
The whole point of the box file project is that it gives an opportunity for people to make themselves a nice, small, highly detailed model and do what you want with it. By doing it in a box file, it's a nice, easy space that's easy to get hold of. Don't need to do any baseball construction, but if we have meetups, you can arrange, maybe even at clubs, at shows, to get people to join all their stuff together.
Yeah, that's the idea. It's a
what was-
portable thing where you own part of the club layout.
Absolutely. So effectively, think of it as the Monday Club layout that you all own a piece of. Your own little piece that you can use at home. You can build more than one as well. There's nothing stopping you from building more than one box file. And the idea is going to be we're going to use bridging pieces. So basically make yourself a couple of short, 3 or 4 inch long pieces of track that can be used to bridge between them.
Yep.
And then jobs are good. J. Paul Anderson says, "Game of Thrones filmed all over the place. Ireland, Iceland, Spain, Croatia and
I know,
Tunisia."
it was a joke. It was a joke.
There was a lot done in Northern Ireland.
No.
Titanic Studios, which if you ever get the chance to go down
Is that the one in Liverpool?
No, in Belfast. We're talking about Ireland. Oh, she's not very.
Of course. Sorry, I'm only half listening.
Yes.
That's how I survive with
So
you.
if you see HMS Caroline and the Nomadic, RMS Nomadic, Titanic Studios is close by there. It's actually on both sides of the road. So if you're in
Your studio's so big, you're on both sides of the street.
and actually, top tip for you, you can actually see the sets from the road. Tim Davis, big hello to you. And yes, Nick Garolamo says, talking about Phil Oakey here. Phil Oakey, we have a new celebrity on the celebrity spot, spotted in Rails of Sheffield.
Nice.
Posed for photographs. But there's another one who is one of us, which is great to know.
Yes.
I would love to know what he purchased, but it's probably a bit prying. Hey, Rails, what did he buy? Like, none of your business.
He bought our silence. No, go away.
Hold on. Sarah Davis says Titanic Studios only serve hot or warm drinks as they don't like ice.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, there's my mouse pointer. Stevie Film says, I worked with the production designer that designed the first 2 seasons of Game of Thrones long before. Ooh, nice. Well, they did a very good job, actually.
So I'm just going to jump over to the comments again.
Yeah, Stephen McLay says, good morning from New Zealand, brackets, late.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks,
Gandalf. Yeah.
And
going
back to the comments, Sarah Davis actually said, as long as they're welcoming, this is talking about the today's topic title.
Yes.
Says as long as they're welcoming to new members,
then they're still relevant.
But you'll always have those. I think you'll find that you have them in all walks of life.
Yeah, you find them online and everywhere.
We call them clipboard merchants and jobsworths.
Yes.
And it's like if you've ever had to go to a government department, it's like, oh, here's one here. Right.
You'll find blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Blah.
So if we could have the comment,
I was going to just suggest you read out that one from Ryan Gray because it seems very good as well.
So the club I belong to is thriving with new members. This is from Ryan Gray. Another local club has a burgeoning junior membership, and that's really important.
Great. That's what we want to hear from clubs.
And model railway clubs provide an escape from day-to-day life and can be so important for mental health. Yeah, we talked about this during lockdown as well.
Absolutely.
We have some members who treat a club night as therapy. Absolutely. Not to mention collaborating on new layouts and projects, etc. The vast majority of model railway shows in the country would simply not happen without model railway clubs.
And that's the other thing I wanted to
well, we talked a little bit about that, about the clubs putting on a lot of the exhibitions.
Yeah, their effect on the community is actually hidden in many ways. And again, this topic came up because of what we've heard from people.
Oswestry Road TMD says, during lockdown, I first got into the Monday Club 4 years ago. Gosh, it's been that long. Oh, it's been great having your company. It's been great to meet other members of the Monday Club, both at Worley and at Getz. It's lovely people have made themselves known to me. And that's one of the things that the Monday Club's had. And I think sometimes that's what the haters don't like, is that, that we've created this club and it has a nice community feel.
Yeah.
And, sometimes haters don't like that. Because,
well, haters are going to hate either way.
Because they don't like success. Well, no. They don't like other people's success.
Well, yeah.
Paul Murphy asks, Jenny, do you know what the oldest city in the Republic of Ireland is?
No.
I don't know. It's probably not Dublin then.
I don't think it's Dublin. It'll be some...
Cork? I don't know. Richard Knowles says, I do have a story attempting to join a club many years ago, but was turned away because, quote, they weren't taking on new members at the moment, which I thought was a little bizarre. Yeah, sometimes...
Wow, a place that's so popular that you don't have to have new people.
And you look past the tumbleweeds, and it's like a couple of people in there going, there's nobody here who wants to take on the roles. Like, no, we're not having your sort here. But you get that in a lot of places.
True, and it's not limited to clubs either.
Yeah, and that's the thing as well. It's easy to become obsessed about what's going on down in the model railway scene But actually, a lot of other hobbies suffer the same sort of problems that we do.
Yeah.
Have you just glued something to the carpet?
No, I glued it to my finger.
Wood Collier's Arm says, I wonder how many Monday clubbers are in Merg. I could think
Where?
of Merg, M-E-R-G, it's an acronym. I can't. Oh, somebody said my engine stopped. Just remember, there's 3 that are on. Oh, yeah, it has actually. Yeah, I was going to say. Just remember that there's 3 on an ABC shuttle.
And no, it had actually just stopped.
Yeah, I'm going to take one of these wagons off. So there we go. Unfortunately, it's a 5% gradient, and some of the locomotives do struggle a little bit on there. So well spotted. I was wondering who would be the first person to see that. Oh my word! Thank you so much. 3B Rail has very generously donated £10 on the super chat. It says, "Evening, Jenny and Zoe. For the Biscuit Fund. Many thanks for all you do." I like that. Maybe it's like a war cry. For the Biscuit Fund. Rah! And then run into battle.
For a second there, I thought you said it was like a war crime. I was thinking, what?
No.
What are you doing?
No.
What have you been doing with biscuits?
It's like, oh, come on, you only caught me once. More recurrence as Waterford, Paul Murphy. Waterford?
Part of me thought Waterford.
No.
But I just didn't say it.
Dongit's Model Railway says, hello everyone, what have I missed?
Oh,
not a lot.
What haven't you missed? Not a lot, to be honest. We've been talking about clubs.
There was that moment where the monkey came in and started flinging poo at everything, but you missed it. Oh, you had to be there. But there's an admission of lateness here.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. And Leamington Station says it's the Model Railway Electronics Group is Merg.
Ah, right.
Oh, Sarah Davis says, would dipping Jaffa cakes in tea be considered a war crime?
Nope. Orange flavoured tea is not permitted under certain circumstances, but it's not a war crime.
Leslie Gilpin Railway says, if you saw my soldering, you'd know why I didn't join Merg. No, soldering, right, the thing is, soldering is a skill that, like everything else, the more you practice, the better you get. And actually, I'd been trying to solder for a long time, and it was actually being shown by Richard Johnson of DCC Concepts made everything click, and suddenly soldering was super easy and super effective because he showed me the little tricks in 5 minutes.
It's super
and
effective.
That's sometimes something that you get out of going to clubs and stuff.
Actually being there with someone who can go for it again and again if you need them to.
Rick Morley says, hi Jenny and Zoe, this is my official hello now, my hair is cooking. And Alan Downing has very kindly donated £5 on the super chat and says, buy some coffee to go with the biscuits. Oh, thank you so much. Just trying to click the... No.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to click the... There.
I can do it.
There you are. Well, you weren't. Ham Shackleton says, did you hear about the chap that went into a fast food place and asked for an Italian-style Welsh rarebit? The Asian behind the counter said, we don't do those, only pizza.
What?
Well, we're getting all of the nationalities in there.
I think that was the joke, wasn't it? So every single nationality in the world is in that one restaurant.
Oh my word, JL Railways has very, very kindly donated £9.99. Oh, you guys.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much.
We really do appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for your generosity. It does help keep the lights on.
It does.
Roger Wolstenholme says, I wasn't late, I was just quiet. John
Monday clubber is never quiet, Frodo Baggins, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to, at whatever volume they mean to.
Yeah, it's gone off the screen now, but John Walters, I think they said they once stood on a soldering iron as a kid.
Oh my goodness!
That was worse than standing on Lego.
I bet it was. Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and I bet you were you felt that for a long time afterwards, and probably still have the scars. So where are my hands? Where is I do have a scar from being quite young, messing around with a soldering iron.
I don't have scars from my youth on that kind of burn.
I think it's
but
gone
I do
now.
actually have a scar from our honeymoon.
Yeah, what did you do?
Well, you know when we were camping and I tried to light a a fire.
What, and you accidentally
And
lit
the
your finger?
phosphorus
Oh,
popped
yes!
off the match and landed on my arm.
and it went woo!
Straight
And
on
you're
my
like,
arm.
"Ah!"
Day one of our honeymoon, I got burnt.
Yeah, it started as you meant to go on. SJ Trainwell says, what was the email to send links to? It's zoe.robinson@gmail.com.
It is.
And do please put the phrase Monday Club in the subject
It just
line.
makes it so much easier to find.
Yeah.
So, Jen, what's the news this week?
There isn't really much. That's why we're talking about model railway clubs.
Ah.
Harry Sedgwick says this backman about Caledonian Rail 812060 is slippery on the steep hill. There's too many rolling stocks at all times. Yeah, it's a 5% grade, which is it's considered very, very steep.
Yeah.
And I think the rails are polished to a slick finish from
Do you want
so
me to
much
put some
tra-
glue on it?
No. But you'll find a lot of locomotives just can't handle it.
So, by the way, tonight's build of choice that I'm building is an N-gauge brewery from Metcalfe, which is going to go onto my box file layout. I have a feeling that since the box file is about that tall from the ground, that this one will stick out.
Peter Jackson Cheadle he says Ollie's new video is interesting. Yeah, I haven't had a
What is
chance
this
to.
that people were saying about
Yeah,
that?
we're waiting for Ollie to rock up. Actually, we're going to ask him. Paul Murphy says a Monday Clubber is like a British rail train. They arrive when they like. And Lifestyle
like that.
Unleashed Model Railway says important notice Enwin's 3D models emails were down today, but it's all fixed up and running.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
And McBenman1 says, hi Jen, can you please give a shout out to my Flickr channel, Steamtronics Productions. I make live Steam videos. Oh, excellent.
Flickr channel.
I
didn't know Flickr had channel. Oh, look. Flickr's changed since I used it.
Yeah. Oh, right. Flamochem1 says, this is the Steam scene has been hit with a demand for central locking coaches by the Office of Rail Regulation. It's like they're trying to shut it down. It's there's unfortunately. I do feel at times that common sense is a rare commodity, and
You can't have common sense. What are you on
I
about?
don't think
common
it. I think
sense?
most people do have common sense. The problem is that the clipboard merchants assume nobody does, and it just it ruins stuff for everybody.
Yeah.
Richard Swiderski says, Jenny, Channel 4 were filming Making Tracks 4. Any news? No, because that's the first I've heard about it, I'll be honest with you.
So you haven't been involved.
Jacob's Treasure says, we're trying to plan our show, but with no show manager. That can be quite difficult.
Yes.
And I think that was one of the problems that the
Isn't that
Wally
what
Club...
Wally was at? Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Essentially, people wanting to retire, but at the time, nobody willing to take over. Although they are now holding a show at Statfold Barn. So
Which, of course, means that they don't have to do everything themselves. Because
I think
Statfold,
they've buddied up with Statfold Barn, which is a
Statfold has
great
experience.
place. If you haven't already been to Statfold Barn, it's well worth
you've got
a
to
visit.
you've got to visit. It's really good.
Rick Morley says, but West Coast Railways have been in trouble before. That's about the steam on the main line. 247 Trains, thank you so much. Donating £4.
Thank you.
Wow, you
Thank
guys!
you so much,
guys! Thank you so much. Very generously donating £4.99 on the super chat. Oh, thank you so much. That is
We
incredibly
really do
generous.
appreciate it. Thank
We
you.
do. Leslie Gilpin Railway says they've had 25 years since the legislation was passed to enforce CDL. Dongit's Model Railway says about 90% of people have common sense, about 90% of the time. Still a lot of potential for idiocy, and it only takes one. Yeah.
Look, I apologised.
I think there's, obviously there's some things where it's like, there's sort of like having a thing with knives as you're trying to squeeze past. That is silly, and definitely some kind of safety screen might be in order. But then there's other things. Spent a lifetime travelling on trains without centrally locked doors. Well, certainly an early part of my lifetime, and I don't remember ever falling out.
That's because you hit your head.
Oh, right. Ham Shackleton says, common sense. So far, nobody has fallen off the Pontysillit Aqueduct. That's on the Llangollen Canal. Well, at least
It's always the first time.
can I just say, at least one worker fell off it whilst they were building it in the 1790s. But yeah, I know what you mean. You can go across the Ponticelli Aqueduct on a boat, and there's no fencing on the side that doesn't have the towpath. So theoretically, it's possible to step off your boat and fall 120 or so feet to the valley floor.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But people just kind of like tend not to. I don't know about you, but there's a self-preservation thing in me that kind of goes, "Oh, don't want to do that."
Well, here's the counter to that though. Have you heard of the story of the Manchester Pusher?
Oh, what? Somebody gives them a push.
Someone apparently pushes people into the canals around Manchester.
Yeah.
And it turned out there was no Manchester Pusher. What was actually happening was there was no barrier around the paths on the canal, and when you're alone at night, the canal looks like a path. Yeah.
Russell Benton says, "Will we ban people climbing Glencoe? Statistically, it's riskier than falling out of a train." I don't know. Sometimes I think that you can become too obsessed by the possibility of things going wrong to the detriment of actually getting anything done.
Sometimes you've just got to embrace the fact that some things are risky.
Yeah, and can I just say, every time you go into hospital and have something done under general anaesthetic, there is a risk that you won't wake up. It theoretically is like something like, what is it, like a 1 in 100 and something thousand or something.
Don't scare people.
No. But the thing about it is that it's like, well, it's an acceptable risk for what you're needing to have done.
Yeah. But walking down the street shouldn't be compared to that.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the topic at hand. Madden Steam Railway says the club also caters for remote control cars and boats, which they have their own sections and areas in the club grounds. Yeah, my grandfather used to be a member of a club that did things like remote control boats. That was his thing. And
I tried to join a club when I was a kid. It was the White Wings Model Aircraft Club.
Oh, they saw you coming and locked all the doors and pretended they weren't in.
It's the kind of club that when people say there's the kind of person in model railways that says, "Oh, you can't do that," like, yeah, this was that kind of club. The rule list, and you could be disqualified if they decided that you had breached any of these. So I looked at them and went, "I'm not joining that." There is an off-putting aspect, and that's another reason why I said maybe we have
my
some
word!
issue.
Alan Downing very, very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Says, "Thank Flymo for reminding me the price of coffee."
Oh,
thank you so
Clubs
much.
attract bampods, says Rick Morley.
Yeah.
To an extent, yeah.
But I think in every walk of life, there's always somebody going, "Oh, you can't do that.
There is,
You can't."
and you've got to make sure that you don't let that kind of person take over.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there is a place in society for these people. I mean, traffic wardens, for example, you can't park there, and they're right. You can't.
No. What you're actually meaning is, I shouldn't. I assure you, I can park here. I just shouldn't.
Yeah. Richard Gruter says, "Nice wagons." Yeah, I was going to mention that. Somebody asked if we're running one of the Monday Club wagons. Actually, no.
When is the Monday Club wagon out?
It's
The new
supposed to be now. I haven't had any updates.
So still a few things still to go.
But on the other hand, I still haven't been asked for payment for the remaining balance.
So shh.
And any of you guys who've ordered one, you won't have been asked for the remaining balance yet. So shh. But yeah, there is a link down below for the Monday Club wagon. Don't ask me where it is. I was led to believe they were a few weeks out, and that was more than a few weeks ago.
Well, perhaps they're on the way.
I'm assuming they are. Yeah. Sarah Davis says, "Zoe, I know you have an RC off-road club in Bury, but don't know if there's anything closer." Yeah, there are a lot of clubs about. Railway Rob says, "I've been hearing about the Worley exhibition being back on. Is it the same thing BRM are putting on at the NEC?" No. And I think this is the thing, that because the Whalley Club has held their model railway exhibition at the NEC for so long. The NEC show just became colloquially known as Whalley.
Yeah.
Even though it was actually being held at the NEC and nowhere near physically Whalley. That show officially ended, but BRM decided that they would put on a show at the NEC on the same weekend, but it is not the Whalley show. Now, Whalley, the club, have since announced that they're going to be holding a model rail exhibition, but it's going to be held, I believe, at Statfold Barn, which is it's over sort of like Tamworth, Nuneaton way. It's a great location. It's got a lot of 2-foot gauge, narrow gauge steam locomotives, rolling stock, whole set of railway lines and stuff.
I think
It's
it's
an
going to be a good show.
amazing place. We've done videos there, so you can check it out. And we filmed on some really nice sunny weather, so you can like enjoy it how it looks in sunniness. But they've got exhibition. They're like barns, and
it's great. It's a great
they're,
event.
they're set up that you can hold exhibitions there. They do a narrow gauge model rail exhibition. We've been there actually a few times. It's one that we do like to support whenever we can, and I think it's going to be great that the Whalley Club are holding their exhibition there. And it's one actually I wouldn't mind trying to get to.
Absolutely, let's try and get there.
And certainly, if anybody from the Whalley Club is watching, we'd love to help to try and promote that, because we strongly believe that it's important that the Whalley name in shows is successful. And I think it's going to be very successful at Statfold Barn. And hopefully, because I'm guessing, I haven't been told, so I'm guessing that they're kind of doing it in partnership a little bit with Statfold Barn. I think that actually it's going to be a lot less stressful for Whalley Club.
I really hope that it works out, because I do want to see it a success.
Raymond Legg says, it only took a drop of oil and a Q-tip to get the seized up Fleischmann loco running. That
Excellent.
is pretty good. And also 247 Trains reminds us there is the York show coming up this Easter. Yeah, the York show is great. My father, that was a yearly pilgrimage for me and my father going back to childhood. I can remember going there right back to, I guess, the 1980s.
Wow.
I can remember going there before they built the new stand at York Race Course, which the show moved into. I remember when it was in the old stand, which was a bit of a rabbit warren.
Wow.
DJK666 says technically the Whalley Club don't really meet in Whalley. They're in Dudley.
Wow.
Sorry, every time I see Dudley on a road sign, I have to pronounce it in a
You've
Brummie
always
accent.
been a bit odd, haven't you?
It's like it's murder coming up the M5, because you hit sort of about junction 3 and the signs start for Dudley. And the little voice in my head just starts going all Brummie. I'm going on.
Yes, Lenny Henry has a lot to answer for.
And Jasper Carrot.
Yes.
Arcadere, eh?
I didn't.
Phil Yates says amateur radio has problems attracting enthusiasts. Most are elderly. Yeah, and
The problem with amateur radio is that these days you don't need the license, because every bugger's got a podcast.
But I think with a lot of these things, it was a lot about the social aspect.
Yeah.
And having a social scene with people who actually you knew liked at least one thing in common with you. So I think it's an area where the model railway scene has actually done very, very well in adapting. You know, if you're saying that the amateur radio is struggling, I suspect it's because they haven't adapted to bring in new people, to culture new interest. But my personal view is that I think that model rail clubs have actually done very, very well in adapting to a new era to be more relevant to newcomers.
I'd like to think
and,
so.
I think we're going from strength to strength. We're seeing new clubs opening up. There's one in Bolton as well.
Yes.
Oh, thank you so much, Richard Grutus, who's very kindly donated £2 on the super chat. Thank you so much for your generosity, guy. Oh, you guys, you're just so generous tonight. Thank you.
You're making
so
a blush.
Jamie Smith
Tea
says,
and fart on me. What?
What?
I just read that. I was like, did I read that right?
Is that your thing? Jamie Smith says, Dudley Zoo. I seem to recall going to Dudley Zoo, and was that where the you could drive through the monkey enclosure? Oh no, I must be confusing.
That must be like going home for you.
I think. Shut up. I might be confusing with Whipsnade Safari Park, but I just remember a whole bunch of excited monkeys enthusiastically stripping the vinyl roof off a Ford Cortina.
Hey, new stuff.
They had a sign on the way in saying, if your car has a vinyl roof, do not go through this enclosure. And clearly the people in front, and you think entitlement's like, oh, it doesn't apply to me, I can do what I want. That's not a new thing. So back in like, what, about 1981, 82, the people in front in in sort of like a bronze brown coloured Ford Cortina, probably something like a Mark III Cortina with a vinyl roof, decided the sign didn't apply to them, and they drove into the monkey enclosure, and the monkeys were like, hey, look at this, Wally, and like, oh,
Here's another
ripping
one.
it off, and it was, oh god, I can remember, we couldn't stop laughing. We were in the car behind, couldn't stop laughing. Oh dear. Cameron
They were
Patterson
cheeky
says,
monkeys.
good night all from Glasgow, work tomorrow, good night. Oh.
Thanks for coming along. Take care.
Absolutely, it's always great to have your company. Leslie Gilpin Railway says a lot of railway and I think it's history societies are having an age problem, mostly on the committees, trying to get younger committee members, i.e. under 65, is a struggle. And I think a lot of that is older committee members tend to be retired, so they have more time. And I think it's certainly something I've found
That's what I
is
found
that
from the council as well.
yeah, the problem is when you're younger, it tends to be that you're working a lot, especially if you've got a family. But also, you know, with the cost of housing these days, if you buy a house, you've got to work so hard and a lot of extra overtime to get anywhere to pay off the mortgage. Believe me, I know. And incidentally, anybody who was asking about how's your full-time YouTuber going? I'm going back to work.
Yes.
Yeah. Raymond Legs asks, vinyl roof? Yes. Now, if I show you Inspector Morse's Jag, you'll see it's got like a black roof.
Yeah.
But the rest of the car is red.
That ain't a hard top.
They actually glued like a vinyl covering on. And if you ever watched Life on Mars, Gene Hunt's Cortina has a vinyl roof. It was a thing in the 70s into the early 80s. Cars having vinyl roofs. Had it a lot in America as well. But yeah, it's not a thing anymore, thankfully. Because it used to trap the moisture in. If you got a pinhole leak, moisture would get underneath the vinyl and rot out the roof of your car unnoticed. And you'd suddenly find the vinyl would be intact, but you put your finger on it and it'd be crunchy. Like, oh, there's a hole under there. No. Let's have a look. Donget's Mother always says, yeah, and they set the committee schedule up to suit retired people.
Unfortunately, because sometimes that's just how they do it. They don't. It's not a malice thing. It's just that they're all there. They can all do it, so they do it.
Jacob's Train says, Jenny, I'm just going to pack my bag as I'm doing a Derbyshire Day Ranger tomorrow.
Nice.
I'll be back in 10 to 15. Also, I'm a junior lay member at my Model Railway Club. Absolutely, it's great. And I think, it's the Model Railway Club scene has reinvented itself largely
I'm really glad
in a
to hear
way
it.
that other hobbies are really
Haven't.
struggling. I mean, when you look at things like Scouts, really struggle.
Oh my
And I
goodness,
know
yes.
that, my Fat Wallet Boy 2 says, I ripped the vinyl roof off my old Mini in 1987.
Did you mean to?
Oh yeah, and Flymer Chairman 1, the vinyl roofed Capris as well. Yeah, Donget's Mother Railway, quick way to build up a lot of rust under those things. Yeah, rust came as standard with a lot of stuff. They used to call it the Ford Tin Worm. And don't get me started on Alfa Romeos. If you listened on a quiet
It's hard
evening,
to get an Alfa Romeo started.
No, but if you listen to an Alfa Romeo very closely on a quiet evening, you could actually hear it rusting.
Okay.
Paul Murphy says, Jenny, I like your jumper. You've earned your stripes. This is like one of my trademark jumpers.
Yeah.
I wore this on a lot of the TV work I did, and in fact, even now when I go around, when I go and travel with my work to film sets and stuff, quite often I will rock up in this. So if you work in film and TV and you see this coming towards you, you can go, oh, it's Jenny.
And then you can run away.
Because, unfortunately, Mick Aston passed away, and he's the only other person who was nutty enough to wear these colours. Wyvern Model Railway said Lanciers were even worse for rust. Yeah, to be honest, actually, most cars were. There's a reason you don't see many cars from the 70s and 80s. Raymond Legg says, my mother's 1989 Buick Park Avenue had a leather top roof with metal underneath. It cracked open one summer. Oh my word! I can imagine. Yeah. Gavin Blackburn says Morris Marinas and Morris Attals were rust boxes. Absolutely.
My dad had a Morris Marina for a while.
Yes.
It didn't last.
No. And I think was it the Vauxhall Victor was one that Vauxhall had to really deal with rust issues with brand new cars because they had a year where they production outstripped demand for some reason for a while. Possibly, it might even have been during the oil crisis, so people just weren't buying cars. And what actually happened was they realised these things were rusting on the
dealers' forecourts.
No, actually at the factory where they're parking them out in. They had like a big car park area. And they were still making them, so they just sort of parked them up, and they were finding that rust spots were coming through as they sat there. A.D. Pullen says, yeah, a Time Team reference. Actually, my older sister, has worked on Time Team on and off. She
still does.
She does now at the moment. Time Team has relaunched, so big up to Time Team. You can watch Time Team Classics on YouTube. They've got their own channel, well worth watching. Tell them I sent you. Because you're thinking, well, they'd be like, who? No, because my older sister would go, oh, it's my sister.
Yeah. Ignore her, she'll go away.
Yeah. But also, they're filming new episodes. So, I can't remember actually whether we're allowed to say yet, but there is a really good... I did see it, Sutton Who.
Yeah, they put an email out ages ago.
Yeah. So, Sutton Who, I know she's been excited about that for a while. Wyvern Model Railway says, I had a 1961 Cadillac... the American pronunciation. Well, we call it a coupe, but I know they call it the Coupe de Ville. Not a bit of rust visible, but the area under the windscreen was one big hole. Yeah, the speed holes. Yeah, Shaky Hand Shed Model Railway says top 2 rust buckets with a Lancia Beta, yes, and the Alpha Sud, yes. Railway Rob says, when I go to my local exhibition, I've often been asked to join up to their club. It's nice to be asked, but I prefer YouTube channels like yourself and Charlie's for community and then. Oh, thank you. But a lot of people are members of both. Just remember, if you haven't shared the stream to social media, do let others know about the Monday Club because it is a club open to all. We are a broad church, and we are big on promoting the hobby at large. So it's a great way for clubs and manufacturers to get involved and promote your own club, your own exhibitions as well. The London Transport Duck says, I'm here now. Hello.
Hello.
I did see you at the start, actually, but
yes.
Band of Brothers Camp. Yeah, Castle Hill Light Railway. Time Team did a new dig of the Band of Brothers Camp in the UK recently. Yes, I remember my sister talking about that. Roger Wollstonholme says, my son-in-law's Vauxhall didn't have time to rust. It caught fire instead.
Well, that's one way to prevent rust.
Yeah.
If it's on fire, it can't rust.
Although they rust very, very quickly straight afterwards.
Yes.
Puffy Play Z said, I got to turn an O-gauge turntable at an exhibition. Ooh, turntable action. That's a good enough excuse for me to... There we go.
Since when have you needed an excuse?
Yee! Turntable action.
Since when have you needed an excuse?
Yee! Let's make the train dizzy.
Class 92 Models has a birthday on Sunday.
Happy
birthday to you. Squash tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you. Are you finished with your turntable yet, Jen?
That's a blooming good workout, you know. Oh, yeah, I've got cramp all... No, let's not talk about that. Oh, right, yeah. Mark Wilson, the waxer of the DeLorean, says my dad actually hand-painted a Morris Marina with a paintbrush. Mental, but the Halfords Go Faster red stripes made it pop. Not. Fortunately, I took after my mum. Actually, my dad brush painted his Land Rover, and there was a trick to it. You had to wait until the paint was just going off, and then you got a rag with cellulose thinners on, and you very gently wiped over the top, and all the brush marks disappeared, and it looked like it had been sprayed. Class 92 Model says, thank you so much, Jen. I feel incredibly happy now. You're welcome.
You're very welcome.
And that's what it's all about here at the Monday Club. Your friend, it's a lot of gas in the beverage
online
of
model
choice.
railway club.
Absolutely. So, McBenman1 says, me and my mum, who I go out to steam railways with, it's nice that she still comes along even though I'm 19. Love a good turntable. And Raymond Legg says, a big 412-2 won't fit on that turntable. No. I'll be honest with you, the West Country that's on there barely fits. I said West Country, but I think... No, it's Merchant Navy. Unrebuilt Merchant Navy.
Okay.
Yeah. Ruben Asheville says, you're not going to get that turntable to do as much as one I did to James and Thomas. Yeah, oh yeah, Leslie Gilpin Railways did spot. It's a Merchant Navy, those who are asking, just seen the nameplate. You've got good eyes, although actually it is a very distinctive shape. I do like that. It's East Asiatic line, I think it is. Flymo Chairman one says, it was alright if you painted any car with a brush, just don't use emulsion paint. Yeah, you go through the car wash and it all comes off. Madden Steam Railway says, how do I recommission my soundless digital Pitchford Hall? Should I be considering taking it to my local model shop to get it checked over? What's up with it? Is it supposed to have sound? If in doubt, to be honest, if you try a lot of things, I'm assuming it's supposed to be sound. So what I would suggest is, first of all, check there's not a dry solder joint to the speaker. That can be one area. If the wires come adrift, then you won't get sound no matter what you do. Then if everything else is working just fine, then it could be a blown speaker, in which case, if you've got a spare speaker, try it with that, see if the sound comes to life. That'll tell you if it's a blown speaker or not. Make sure that it's got the right impedance. By impedance, I mean ohms. They're measured in ohms. So whether it needs a 4 ohm or a 6 ohm or an 8 ohm speaker, just be careful about that. Seriously, the wrong impedance of speaker can blow a decoder. You may find that the amplifier circuit has blown. That can be caused by a faulty speaker or the wrong impedance of speaker. And it may mean that, unfortunately, your chip has been rendered into just an ordinary DCC decoder. It'll still work, just won't give you sound. So
your chip's now a Dorito?
Yeah. If you don't have the means to do any of those checks, then yes, a model shop might be able to help you, or indeed, if you're a member of a model club, that might be
you
something
might find someone there that has a bit of working knowledge.
DJ K666 says, saw a DeLorean a few days ago. Yeah, I saw one on the A1. I did try and see what year it was made, but it got up to 88 and just disappeared.
So Mark Wilson's been out and about getting all this footage again.
Peter Jackson Chula, he says, Billy's replacement speakers. Absolutely.
Oh, that's something. When you see the update that talks about the box file layout that we're doing here on Engage, we may have a little surprise in the form of Billy on there.
Oh, yeah, okay. J. Paul Anderson says that East Asiatic Company was in fact a Danish company. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. I'm going to... Well, no, I think I am. Stasiatisk Kompagni out of
Compagni.
Out of Copenhagen. They traded heavily with Siam, which is now known as Thailand. The London Transport Duck says, "Hey Jenny, on Saturday, April the 13th, is the Basingbourne Model Railway exhibition be exhibited by the Royston and District Railway Group." Excellent.
We used to know someone called Royston, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes.
Mixed Trains, as we painted a Cortina with red hammerite, stuck the rust together. Yes.
Class 92 model says, "What's the most expensive locomotive you've broken?" Mine was a Hornby Castle class. I think yours was the gauge 5 one that's downstairs that you.
Well, I didn't break it. My dad did, because he's been building a lanky tank, a 242 Aspinall radial, and he wanted to look at how the underside, all the motion was put together to kind of give him a clue. So he put it on its side. Now, it was on a whole series of old towels, so it wasn't going to get damaged or scratched, but it lay on its side for a number of months. And what we discovered is that allowed water from the boiler to make its way into the cylinders and then seize them solid. Luckily, he did manage to get it unseized, but yeah, no harm done. Most expensive model I've accidentally broken is probably my Dapol Class 22, when a set of drawers I was carrying, plastic drawers, split and tossed the entire contents onto a tile floor.
I remember. I was finding bits for weeks.
Yeah, and it was the Class 22, which still bears the scars on one end on its buffer beam with bent buffers. But that's probably the most expensive. Luckily, touch wood, I'm actually being quite lucky so far. Alan Downing says, "Any ideas why my 08 shunter only runs backwards?" Now, it's probably a case of friction in the gear chain. So it's just a case of clean and light oiling, and just see how you get on. Puffy Plays Z says, "How many locos do you have?" I was actually putting one into a database, into my database, and it's 403 is the current count, not including my old Hornby Double O
Jen, do you
collection.
ever get the impression that you have too many?
No, never.
Good.
J94 and Mel's, great to see you. Oh, and Mel says, "This weekend I'm going to Diamond Creek Easter Model Train Show." Excellent. So
sounds fun.
Lots of model rail shows as well, all around the globe. So that's over in Australia. Ham Shackleton asks, "What was the one that you dropped out of the loft hatch?" I think that was a wagon, which thankfully was quite light.
Wasn't that a mouse? I dropped the mouse.
Oh, you did, yes. 247 Train says, "Accidentally broke a diesel 5-inch gauge locomotive a few weeks ago at my local club. How did you manage that?"
Now you're allowed back yet?
Yeah, Wamgok says, "This Saturday at White Waltham, the Berkshire Area N-Gauge Group are holding their annual exhibition. Please come along if you're in the area. Thanks." Yes, Wiven Model Railway, absolutely. You can never have too many locos. And Andrew L. I think this was one for Gandalf to read. "A Monday clubber never has too many locos."
A Monday clubber never has too many locomotives, Toto wagons. It is very, very true. I checked.
Yes.
Saruman would agree, but he's not here.
Yes, you're supposed to say, "And they have precisely the number they need."
They have precisely the amount they need to.
Apart from that one which they don't have, which they need to get really, really quickly. And then
So they
find
don't
it.
have precisely the amount they need to.
Oh, 247 Train says, "Derailed it and then the chain fell off and the
my
cogs
goodness.
got messed up." Oh no. Puffy Plays Z says, "I live in York and visit the National Railway Museum every few weeks." That's pretty
Nice.
good, actually, yeah. York is a lovely, lovely place.
It really is.
When I was
Floods
at-
a bit.
When I was at university, I went out with somebody who their parents lived in York, and so quite often of a weekend we'd catch the train down from Durham to York. And
did you just go out with them so that you had easy access to York?
No, no, that was just a fringe benefit. Yeah, Whamgok says the next one is the one. Oh my word! Thank you so much. Scanman has very kindly donated $9.99. Says joining late. Happy Monday. You're twisting my melon, man.
Is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
I think you.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You got Gandalf there, I'm afraid, but thank you. It's great to see you. And of course, you're up in. I can't remember what was the hand sign we did. Was it
Montana?
Was it that the hat protecting you from
the Chinese weather
from the Chinese weather balloons? Yes.
Well, focus, aren't we, with these?
Yeah, it's hard to keep track, really. Also, where's James Petts? I've missed James Petts for 2 weeks straight. He's been very, very late.
I think he's got a lot of work going on.
Oh, well, that's no excuse.
Oh!
Yeah, Puffy Plays Zen says, what is your favourite locomotive? It's a toughie. I like Gronks, I like ex-Lancashire and Yorkshire Pugs, and I like A4s a lot.
I know which
I'm
one...
looking at the shelf, it's full of them.
I know which one Iron Horse has as favourite of my collection. He likes the Hustle Muscle.
The what?
The Hustle Muscle.
Which one's that?
It's an American locomotive I've got. But he doesn't call it the Hustle Muscle, he calls it the Huskly Muskly.
Yeah. I was just looking at it, they've got like little ventilators on some of the windows.
Yeah, it's really good.
Joe Light Railway says, it was my birthday last weekend.
Happy birthday to you. Squash, tomatoes and stew. Bread and butter in the gutter. Happy birthday to you.
Somebody asked, where's Topsy? Yeah, David Scott
Topsy
says,
is on his holidays.
He is.
Speaking of which, we're having a holiday, aren't we?
Yeah, we're taking a break for a couple of weeks, so we will be doing a pre-record on the Monday Club. I'm just checking the time, so we're not too late for showing some of your videos. But yeah,
no, not yet.
We are going to be doing a pre-record for the next couple of Monday Clubs, and this is to give us some time off, much needed time off.
Basically, we're knackered.
Also, I'm working 2 jobs back to back again because it turns out being a full-time YouTuber doesn't pay very well. So,
despite what everyone thinks,
everybody thinks I go to sleep on a big pile of money, and the truth is, I go to bed on a big pile of broken dreams and tears. So,
I apologised.
Yes, I did tell you to keep on your side of the bed. Ham Shackleton says that hand sign is the one that drivers use when someone cuts them up. Yeah, it's that basically you have to hang your hand out of the driver's side window, and then it's a lot like you're tickling the chin of a cat with your knuckles. That's the hand signal.
I do remember that. Which was that Dragnet with the
yes. Gently raise your middle finger.
Yes, I did love that.
Yes, yeah. Ben Tellett says Topsy is on another holiday. He was only off 2 weeks ago. He got an offer to. He's currently representing Warburton's and their Far East campaign to drum up sales of bread. Charlie Chimp asks, whatever happened to Call Me Snake? I don't know. Yeah,
he comes in and out every now and again.
Yeah, we haven't seen him for a while.
He'll be back.
Raymond Legg says Florida East Coast Steam Loco 113 was featured in an adult video a while ago.
What?
How do you know? It's like, well, I was just told it. Just...
I had to go and check.
Yeah,
several times, in fact.
Yes, repeatedly. So,
right, Jen, hold that, and I'll go and get the Hustle Muscle.
Oh, okay.
And you can show off.
John Nutman says, "I miss Monday Railway Club." Oh, but you're here now.
We missed you too.
We did actually, yeah.
So show the.
Oh right, yes. Sorry, it's really quite substantial. So this is Engage.
Yep.
Engage. Why haven't you put the windows in?
They're not meant to be any windows then.
Well, what's meant to be in there?
No.
They can't just be wide open.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm sure you.
Jen. Yes, I'm sure.
So there we are. This is N-Gauge from Metcalf. I do actually quite like this. I might have to appropriate it for some
nicking it. It's going on my
forced
layout.
perspective, baby. This is good stuff. This is. So really, that's a really nice build, actually. Nigel Cole says, I just received my Hornby Class P2 Prince of Wales with steam and sound. Will you be reviewing one, Jenny? I don't know. We will see, actually. It depends on if I can get my mitts on one. Joe Light Railway says, what's the dates of the York exhibition? I think it's usually the Easter weekend. Skipsy Trains, degree of lateness. Gandalf trotted off with Zoe. I think he thought that she was going for biscuits. So let's see if he's literally phoned in a performance. So Gandalf, got you on the phone.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto Wackens, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Class 92 model says, what is your opinion on Hellion? In my opinion, Hellion and EFE are a bit smelly. I'm not sure about that, but other people may think they're cool. They do some great models. There are a few which have had issues, but there are also quite a lot which haven't. I mean, for example, Class 27 that has been studiously for months and months been doing the ABC shuttle has performed faultlessly doing that. Raymond Legg says EFE is just Bachmann. To some extent, EFE is kind of, it's solely owned as far as I can tell by Bachmann, but it's slightly arm's length insofar as there's a lot of models which have formerly been part of other ranges, as well as new tooled models. Raymond Legg says Bachmann also has a Chinese brand name that makes Russian coaches. There's a lot of subdivisions, actually.
This is the Hustle Muscle.
The Hustle Muscle. So there we go. Interesting. I like that. It looks a bit sort of GP40-ish.
It's really cool, isn't it?
What actually is it?
I have no idea. I bought it from Hatton's as part of a what can you get for £100? Can you buy an entire train video?
I do remember. I'm going to put that
because
there.
it looked cool. This, ladies and gentlemen, is our model railway in a box. So far, not a huge amount to it, but Billy's replacement speakers has its own factory, and it just fell over. Can't really show you it because Jen is in the way.
Fair enough. Joe Light Railway says, oh, this weekend, oh no, I'm doing Norfolk, Northampton and others on that weekend. Unfortunately, Easter weekend does tend to be quite popular for show.
Yes.
Yeah, Doggett Smotherrow says that EFE is Bachmann end running the requirement to use the CADA factory on Bachmann branded products. To some extent, I think they also work closely with particularly Kernow Model Centre. So some of the models are former Kernow Model Centre exclusives. But there's also some of the DJ models tooling turned up there, and they've also commissioned some models.
It's good to see that went
from Hellion as well. SD45 says Tim Krinsky. SD45.
It's
excellent.
a nice looking one. I know Iron Horse loves it because he calls it the Huskily Muscly.
Joshua W56 says, and I'm back. Raymond
Welcome
Legg
back.
says Billy's replacement is. Gandalf missed a couple of people, but
I thought he phoned in. He was with me. He was on the phone.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah. I wasn't sure whether it was him or you just pretending to be him.
I don't pretend to be Gandalf.
Yeah.
You okay?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. I've just I've forgotten how to read. Right. Now, anyway, so how we're doing on time? We're coming close to when we're going to be showing videos. Do we have a good crop?
We do, but I was really wanting to finish this tonight, to be honest with you.
Okay.
So I might close down the show with videos, but I want to get this done first.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Puffy Plays Z asks, do you have more than one of the same model? If so, how many? Not the exact same model. I do have 20, I think it's 25 A4s, but every single one is different. So I don't think there are any instances of me having
One of your
two-
A4s is the same
I
model, but in a different livery.
I do have Kingfisher twice, but one's in Garter Blue with its LNER number, and the other one is in BR Green with its BR number. Richard Knowles says, right, I have to go now. Good night, everybody, and see you all again
Take
next
care.
week.
Thanks for
You
coming
take
along.
care. Always a pleasure to have your company. SJ Trainwell says, Simon, come to Denmark that weekend, and I take you to a show here. There's some great shows over on the continent as well. Ben Tullett says, the parts that Zoe has missed the windows are hatches where materials were hoisted up in a small jib crane connected to the building.
I told you there was supposed to be nothing there.
Well, there's supposed to be hatches, isn't there, from the inside? Oh, I know.
There were no hatches on this thing. It told me to leave them open.
All right. Right. Peter Jackson Sheila Heathrow says, no early access at York this year, strangely.
Oh.
Richard Gritters says, do you like Class 37s? They're all right. They grew on me. I do
You get a
have...
cream for that.
Yeah, I've got 5 37s. Jennifer Horton says, does the A4 list include the Hornby 00 examples? No, it doesn't include my childhood ones. I never include... When you hear me talking about my collection, I never roll into that, my Hornby 00 collection. I treat that as separate, because they're not ones that I ever run. My 20... I think it's 25. I must recount this. I lose count. 25 A4 collection does not include the Silver King, Mallard, Golden Fleece and Sir Nigel Gresley models that are part of my Hornby 00 collection. Richard Guter says, is that a 6-wheel Southeastern and Chatham Railway, Bretman? No, it's a dance hall. So it's a 4-wheel job. It's one of the Bachmann ones rather than the Rapido ones. John Nutman says, got one of my dad's locos here, Southern Railway 460 class N15. Is the chip a 6-pin just making short? It's shorting, is it? No, the Hornby N15 should be an 8-pin model. Now, if you're having issues, you can disconnect everything apart from the two.
Is the chip a 6-pin? Just making sure, Jenny.
No, it's 8-pin. If that's the Hornby 00 gauge model, that is an 8-pin decoder that you'd be needing. Vomit Becking says Southwest Digital sound files are now available from the ESU website for free. Although do bear in mind that you need the ESU lock programmer, I believe, to be able to make use of them. And I think you can only put them on ESU chips. You can't just add them to anything. I was going to say something and I've forgotten. My brain is like Swiss cheese. I must be a quantum leaper. Incidentally, I must make you aware, because we've got a video coming out on Wednesday, the locomotive that you're now seeing crossing your screen, the LMS compound from Bachmann, TMC, the Model Centre, have these brand new on 50% off at the moment, which makes them under £100 brand new, which is actually cheaper than you can pick them up second hand, bizarrely enough. So just letting you know, the video is coming out on Wednesday. They've got BR Early Crest and BR Late Crest. Really quite a nice model. So whilst I remember just making you aware of those. Knockers Lane says that kit the monkey is building, no windows, that's where the outside hoist structure goes. Aha, so there is a structure that goes over there. That makes more sense. Tanith Velikrat says the first 00 loco I ever had was a Hornby Trian Class 37. I'd like a new one with a good motor in Tops BR Blue. Any suggestions? To be honest, the Acura scale ones are good, but then so are the Bachmann ones. Now, the new Bachmann ones can be quite expensive, although in the sales they have tended to drop to about the same price as the Acura scale ones. If you're on a super tight budget, you can go for the Hornby Railroad Plus one, but it does have its detractions. Probably the most notable is that the front cab windows are a little bit off, but they, it can be improved. There are aftermarket detailing kits for it. However, earlier Bachmann Class 37s can be picked up second hand. I've seen them go for quite cheap, so that may be a good way to get a reasonable Class 37 without breaking the bank. Mixed Train says goodbye to you. See you next Monday. I will try not to be late. Okay, you take care. It's been great having you
Monday
company.
Clubber is never late, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
You're getting the new Hornby 9F with the smoke generator.
I
You
don't
really want to give them a try.
I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. I'm quite snowed under with video content at the moment. Never been busier, which is right at the point that I've gone back to my old job. So I'm just so busy, so busy. Dongit's Model Railway says if you know where to look, you can get the Bachmann 37034 for about £140 to £150 ish. Simon Train's Model Railway Showcase says the TMC sale is now on. And yeah, Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says TMC on sale again. It's getting like DFS.
Grab it while you can.
Yeah, and that's I always say to people is you're probably never going to see prices like this for those particular models again.
Yeah.
So fill your boots whilst they're available. Yeah, I can remember when Hatton's sales, I think they were probably about 2005, 2006, had brand new Bachmann Mark 1 coaches at £10 a pop. I think some of them even got down to about £8 a coach. And yeah, we look back now and they're the halcyon days of cheap models. You know, we consider it a good deal if you can pick up a Bachmann Mark 1 for like 25 quid. But yeah, that's the other thing, is that the YouTube is flooded with videos on the live Steam P2s. Now, I have done a few videos on the TRS trains thing, so if you want to see what they're not live Steam, but if you want to see what the steam generator stuff looks like, then I've done quite a few videos on the technology.
Okay.
Yeah, I've just got dust in my throat. Richard Gruter says Hornby have the Rail Adventure Class 43 HST train pack, new tooled version, £240. Yeah, Hornby's got a half price sale on a lot of things as well. Ellis Clark have a lot of 00 stuff at good prices. Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath points out, yeah, I've been browsing that, some really good stuff. A recent second-hand haul from somewhere at the moment. Yeah, and some of them pretty recent models, actually. I'm quite surprised. Some of them I saw some like Bachmann Club models, including the Somerset and Dorset Joint Railway 044, plus the Midland Railway liveried version of those. And you know, somebody's had a really nice collection. I always feel there's a little bit of a pang of like you wonder why it's all sold up. And unfortunately, quite often means somebody's passed away, which is a shame. But it does give an opportunity for people to get models that maybe they missed out on the first time round. Ben Tullett says, I'm on a strict restriction on spending at the moment due to paying for the decorating in my new home.
Yeah, sometimes real life has to come first.
Yeah, one of the things you do find is when you own your own house, you suddenly find that B&Q becomes one of your favourite shops.
Well, not necessarily your favourite, but you'll be there a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
My favourite's still the game shop. You okay?
Yeah, Gavin Blackman says, but £10 back then was the equivalent to £90 now. Not quite, no.
Not quite. It is close, but it's not quite.
No, I remember it being a blooming good deal. No, it's not like ye old times. It's like 2005, something like that, 2006. No. Thank you so much. Flymo Chairman 1 has shared the link to the Jenny in 3D by Model U.
Oh, thank you.
Do pick up one of those. And the Monday Club wagon, I don't know whether they're still available. I keep pushing them. Robert Davies says he's in from Jeff Buys Cars. Who is?
I don't know.
I'm just sort of scanning back.
I think they might be having a conversation themselves.
So yeah, I am aware of Jeff Buys Cars, that channel. I have watched it. So yeah, I think I'm in the same Facebook group as him for classic Volvo 850s. There's a Volvo 850 owners club, and I believe he is a member of that.
I'm in that club, and I never see any posts from it.
What?
That's one thing that.
How are you in that group?
Because you asked me to join for something. Because I think we were planning for the.
Oh, was that no? Because somebody was trying to pull a scam.
That
off.
was it. Yes, we were trying to work it out.
Yeah, there was a scam going on.
And I found the photos they'd used.
Yeah, they'd stolen the photos from a listing from a dealer in Newport. Anyway, by the by, Madden Steam Railway says, I wonder how long it will take for me to receive my GWR Steam Rail motor. It's already a fortnight. I hope I don't have to wait too long. Possibly worth just checking in with Kerno Model Centre just to make sure all is well.
Yeah.
Right.
Everything okay?
Yeah. Recently got my dream engine, says McBenman1. It was a roundhouse Deckerville, and I named him the Moose. He's beautiful, and I love the thing so much. Oh, live Steam. I must admit, there's a video coming up. I did a Garden Railway video. In fact, I've done several. You'll see the first of these on Friday. We've got another progress update video on the O-Gauge Garden Railway. And because I've been filming a lot at the moment for content, I've also done a full running video, including getting the Mamod up and running. But you'll have to wait
Which I was so happy about.
Yeah, but you'll have to wait a couple of weeks to find that. Knockers Lane says, did not go to the Ali Pali show, not up to date with my inoculation, so unable to transverse through London. Oh, it's a shame.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Ham Shackleton says, Jeff's Renault 10 broke down on the way home from the barn find show. Yeah, there was somebody messing about in the boot of his car, which is actually the engine bay. I saw that video. And it's... I don't think the guy was sabotaging his car, but it was caught on video. But you think, is this height of rudeness, opening somebody's car to poke about in the boot?
Oh, never do that.
Yeah, that's just pig ignorant.
Yeah.
But, you know, having exhibited at model rail shows, I can attest that sometimes you get touchy-feely people who think nothing of just like manhandling.
Some people genuinely
your stuff.
think if they've paid to get in, they've paid to touch everything.
Yeah.
It's like, no, that's not how it works, man.
So, Rick Morley says, I've got a family wedding in April. I'm flying from Scotland to Heathrow for it. No loco buying until Perth in June.
Oh,
that's a shame. Although Jane's trains in Tooting and also Invicta models in Sidcup. Both, I believe, can be reached on the tube if you're at a loose end.
Please tell me there's a horn shop in Tooting.
There should be like French horns and stuff.
I just want there to be a horn shop in Tooting.
You appear to have missed a bit.
Where?
Oh, it's ventilator. I thought that was the flashing.
You're getting really annoying. You know that.
Yeah, talking about annoying, I've got a splinter, and I don't know how I got a splinter, but it's blooming annoying.
Because you touch wood too much.
McBenman1 says, once someone grabbed hold of my coach, I slammed on the brakes and another engine rammed into the back. They were both fine. Ooh.
Good grief.
Yeah, Raymond Legs, there's been quite a few instances of this. Some people steal at train shows. Unfortunately...
It really gets my goat that happens. I saw one guy, an older guy, at Gets every year, and the first thing he does when he's setting up, after he's put his stall up, is he turns on his CCTV. Before he's put stock out.
Did you ask him if he gets a lot of people in trying to nick?
I think it was implied that he did.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's...
I really wish it wasn't like that. This
community does seem to happen a lot. It's just, unfortunately, in all walks of life, it's not just model railways.
Yeah.
It is unfortunate.
This community doesn't need that kind of person, but here we are.
Richard Gruter says, what glue do you use on card kits, Zoe? It's the Rocket Card Glue from Deluxe Materials.
Oh, I love the Rocket Card Glue. It's so good.
So, yeah, actually, it is pretty good. And Alan Downing says, sounds like my local co-op. Yeah, our local co-op seems to have issues as well with the... Yeah. Oh, my word. John Nutman says, I went to another of my local model shops, Ron Lyons, and saw a couple of Terriers for £60. 00 gauge. I looked, but my mind says no. Oh, but Terriers. I love Terriers, actually. The new Tool Terrier is really good. And yeah, David Scott, this is the guy who was barred from filling up in a BP garage due to the BB regulations as the filler caps in the BP. I don't think it's official regulation. I think basically he encountered Jobsworths is what happened. Filler cap was in the boot and they refused to let him fill up because they claimed that their rules meant that you could not have any part of the car open whilst you were filling it up, like doors, boot and stuff. Really? And it's like, but that's where the filler cap is, in the boot. And certain old cars, that's how it's... Land Rover Series 1s, you had to open the driver's door, take the seat off, and that's where the fuel tank is, under the seat. So it is impossible to fill it up without opening the door. So I think he encountered a Jobsworth rather than that being BP's official policy.
Yeah, BP's official policy would probably be... Can we have your money, please?
Yeah, your money's as good as anybody else's. Yeah, Sarah Davis says, your local co-op has trouble with local wizards. Local wizards, singular. You know, he's out there getting a little bit of the old commotion lotion. The rock this hoose juice.
It happens.
Yeah. Although Richard Brutus says, my co-op does nice sausage rolls, though. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, has anyone seen a Veramis Class 321? Oh, a dusty bin. Running with an actual load. They always look empty on the Moss Centre Birmingham International runs. Yeah, Raymond Legs, Jobsworth. More than my Jobsworth to let you do that. And not always, because sometimes it's like health and safety. We can't carry a clipboard anymore. I was upset, but because it was health and safety, it's like, oh yeah, okay. But I hate Jobsworths.
I would never be able to tell, you know.
Yeah, it's like, I just tend to find myself baiting them. It's like, can you explain that? Is it health or is it safety? You just elaborate here. Explain it to me.
Explain now.
Explain your false authority to me.
Justify your statement.
Yeah, Marcus Muggins says, I'm trying to remember the name of the Jobsworth character in Ivor the Engine. I can't remember. I used to watch that as a kid. That and Bagpuss. Oh,
Bagpuss, a big furry cat puss.
But
Wake
usually,
up and see this thing that I bring.
But yeah, Jobsworths. There's a particular voice. It's like, hello, I'm a Jobsworth. I like my clipboard. I do.
You finished?
Oh yeah. I like telling people what to do. Right. Ben Talbot says
now.
It's video time. Yes. On that note, a blooming heck it is. Brian Harper, welcome to Jenny Kirk channel membership. It's great to see you. I hope you're well. Both Valley's 56XX and Rick Morley both said Die Station. Actually, it sounds like Barry from Watford when I do that voice. Oh yes, yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone?
I don't know who Barry from Watford is, but okay.
It was a character on the radio from various radio plays, but he was also one of the people on Steve Wright in the Afternoon. He used to have he had Elvis, the old woman, and Barry from Watford.
I'll take your word for it. I'm not a radio person, I have to admit.
Yeah. Aaronville says, number 1 rule, only touch your model. Number 2 rule, only look at other people's models. 2 right.
Yeah.
Flymo Chairman says, if you say so, Jenny. Yeah, Marcus Muggins says he was always telling Jones the Steam he couldn't do this and he couldn't do that. Oh no, it's more than my job's worth to let you do that. Oh, and then I go home and connect a battery to myself with jump leads. Oh, I need stimulation.
Some people say it's quite shocking.
Yeah. Jacob's Train says, Jenny, next week can you run 2 Gronks leading a train and 2 Gronks in the back? Well, we might
2 Gronks, no waiting.
Yeah, we might do a bit of a Gronky fest or something. Raymond Legg says, club policy states you can't run a Continental Loco on the club layout. Seriously? You do wonder, like...
You know what I would do? I would only bring Continental.
The thing is, though, there's like stuff like the Yankee Austerity, the 060 Southampton dock tanks, because they also ran in the Continent, so you could just bring one of those. Q Rail says, don't forget Mr. Mad on the Steve Wright show. I'm trying to remember. I was only a casual listener, but I used to love Ask Elvis. It was just Steve Wright will be so sadly missed.
Yeah.
Nick at Bletchton Level says, Mr. Steve Wright's Mr. Angry. I'll tell you who's mad, pal. Dongit's Mother Rose says the rule though is because they get stuck in the tunnel. Paul Bryan says there's a video doing the rounds on Facebook of a woman in the USA trying to get gas in her Tesla. When the gas station attendant tries to help her, she gets upset. Why would she? What was she trying to set fire to it?
She didn't know.
Oh right.
There's some people didn't get the memo that it's an electric vehicle. Right.
I don't know. What did they think they were buying?
I don't know. Right, I think I'll leave it there for the moment.
Are we going to show a few videos?
Yes.
People are getting
I bet
testy.
they are, because
people
there
are
we
looking
go.
forward to this. Yeah, tube video. We're we're going to have some tubey videos. It's like totally tubular, man.
There you go.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was finish this off.
Yeah, Marcus Muggins, absolutely. Blakey from On the Buses was another classic Jodsworth. Gordon Brittas, definitely a Jodsworth. And actually, Arnold Rimmer was something of a Jodsworth as well.
Chris Barry kind of got typecast in that role. So
Jennifer Horton says that Ask Elvis about railway air braking was brilliant. He even discussed overcharging and triple valves. I know, it was like, it was so well done because the guy sounded just like Elvis but came across as incredibly knowledgeable on anything. John Nutman says, Jenny, what is this I hear about the mammoth traction engine hands that health and safety are trying to jump on it? Yeah, yes. Ben Teller says, wonder how the club rivet countertypes would react if somebody brought along a Hornby Basic 040. Went, look at the detail on this, it's amazing. Oh, it couldn't get any better than
It's got 3 rivets.
Yes. And look at this. Look how fast it goes. It's breaking the speed barrier. Right, anyway, we're going to show some of you guys' videos now. So we're just going to... We've managed to beat the monkey into doing a job.
What? So, you want me to do my job as well? I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for... What are you doing?
Yeah, just being annoying, it seems.
While I'm trying to do something, don't jump in with a second mouse and try and move it.
John Walters says, back again. Welcome
yes,
back. And Raymond Legg says, that's how some clubs are. Yeah, and I think one of the things that we've been talking about today is how not all clubs are like that. And I think that a lot of clubs have kind of moved with the times. Yeah, as the monkey says, the good clubs are not like that. And I think, in every walk of life, you get the, I'll get you, butler, the Jobsworths. And I think that there's enough new people coming in. The hobby is incredibly healthy. Let's get that out there. And we've been saying that a lot as we're heavily promoting shops, clubs, exhibitions, manufacturers. That's what we're all about here on this channel.
Absolutely.
Definitely incredibly healthy. So this is TT120.
It says this is a link from his recent video. It's 7:25 to finished build, and it's how I built a model railway folding baseboard.
Ooh. So
yeah.
So we're going towards the end.
I need to grab that.
Okay. So if you make it full size.
There we go.
And hit play.
I'm trying my best. I'm getting cramp in my hands here.
Q-Rail says, have to shout out to Southport MRC. It was never like that when I was a member. Yeah, there's a lot of great clubs, it has to be said. And it's the clubs that are welcoming are the ones that survive.
Yes. So, I like that. I like his locking mechanism. That is so simple and yet so very effective. That is really nice.
Rick Morley suggests that the next Monday Club Wagon should be full of rivets. What about like Billy's Rivet Company or something like that? Something Rivet Company. Who's going to Model World Live 2024? Says Naive Gauge. I don't know whether we're going to be able to.
Let's Make Tracks says this is the one from the other week on the space saving. Right.
Oh, have we already shown this one?
No. So it's very talky, but yeah. Actually, I like this. This is the way he's put it all together. That is.
Oh, I like the hinges.
Yeah, that's really good.
So it's a great way of being able to fold it. And actually, now this makes more sense seeing this bit. So these sort of hinges, and I'm guessing now once that side's done, the other bits there will attach to the other bit, and then it will fold in half.
Yeah.
So actually, that's pretty good.
And then you had that little locking mechanism, which means that it stays where you need it to. That is fantastic. Yeah.
Right, this makes more sense.
Fold-out railway.
Boom! So there we go.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
So that's actually brilliant. So there's a full video on that. Ah, right, and got one of those clips to just hold it in place. There's some great ideas here, actually.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
And if anybody's wondering, the ironmongery that you see here, I've seen it sold places like B&Q, Lowe's in America will probably do stuff like that. So thank you so much, actually.
Thank you. That's really good. And definitely, again, another thing that I love from this show.
Yeah.
You get such
some
good
great
ideas.
Absolutely. So thank you so much for that. Like I said, we've posted the link, so you can check out the full video of that. So next up, we've got Zantec. It says, with the new items of trains on Pentland Junction, I thought I'd set up a camera in the depot area and do some filming as a new HOT 7000 set comes through, followed by His Majesty King Charles and the new Royal Train. Then a 158 heads down to Edinburgh via Inverness. So, right, if you want to bring that up.
For some reason, it didn't want...
Hinges from eBay says, let's make tracks TT120.
Press the button, please.
Press the button.
Hit the lever.
What is that from? I keep asking you and I keep forgetting.
It's from a pachinko machine in Japan. It's a form of gambling in Japan where you're not allowed to directly win prizes, but you can win weird toys that if you go to the shop that just happens to be next door, you can trade them in for prizes.
Oh, right. So toys mean prizes.
Yeah. It's a pachinko thing. This is really nice. And this is N-Gauge, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
Yeah, that is nice.
So, yeah, there's another train coming in a moment.
Beep, beep.
Oh.
I'm going to move it on a little bit, see if we find it.
Hit the liver.
There it is. Hit the liver.
Okay, right.
If a frog ever made trains, would there be rivet? Would there be rivet counting? Oh my goodness, that is.
What you like?
Are the clowns here?
Probably, but just.
Apparently there are. Sorry about that. Oh my goodness. What was that? Oh, there they are.
It's a bit quiet, that one.
Do we have any more? There. Oh, whoa, whoa. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Beep, beep. Nice. There we go. Thank you very much for that. And the moment Jen stops pressing
Oh,
buttons.
sorry, I was playing.
Yes, Jenny was playing with the trains. Thank you so much for that, Zantek.
1968 Concorde says, sorry, gang. Oh, what you're apologising for?
Message retracted.
Bruh.
Who knows?
Zoe, you know you used to be a comedian, says Whamgok.
I know. I really wanted to get into that, but time constraints are something that you just have to decide. Do you have the time to put everything else on hold and go for it? Most people never chase their dreams, and I did, but it was a different dream. You can only do so much. No one can do everything.
Yeah, and like my philosophy's always been take a chance and you won't be sorry for what might have been.
Yeah.
And actually it's quite a good philosophy. And yeah, TARDIS, people did spot the TARDISes. They are, there's one at the military place, and I'm not quite sure where the other one is. Somebody said, oh yeah, over by the, yes, it has been spotted. JL Railway says, night all, I'm off to work early in the morning. Cheers for another great Monday. God, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming along and have a
Don't
great night.
forget to hit that like button. Share the stream to social media. Very important. Let other people know. And if you haven't already done so, then do please subscribe to the channel and you'll be the first to know about new videos as and when they go up.
What we got here is from Robin Silver.
This is nice.
Where is it? Basingstoke Model Railway Exhibition.
Oh, this is really nice.
The weathering is
this
incredible.
O-gauge? I think
it's O-gauge.
I think it's O-gauge. This looks lovely. Oh, that is nice. Oh, I do like the low fits there with the tractors on.
You've got tractors like that somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Oh, there you've got some shock fans. There's a PAL van. And then the Conflat A's.
They're really nicely weathered.
Yeah. So that's nice.
I think this is double O, you know.
It's difficult to tell. I'm going to say O-gauge.
I think it's double O. Very nice.
And yeah, Peter Jackson Teal Heath, always good to rummage at the second hand. Oh, sorry. I didn't realise it was so short. But yeah, that was nice. A nice layout. John Walters asks, are there any Brunel gauge model railways? I guess somebody somewhere's done one, but not hugely sure. You could use, I suppose, what would you... On a 3mm scale layout, you could use 00 track to represent broad gauge, I guess. I don't know how close it would be. Would it be close enough? So, is the sound off?
I am trying my best to turn the sound off. It's very hard. So, this...
Oh, and Simon Trent's Mother Railway Showcase says that is O-gauge. You saw that layout at Basingstoke. Penna Lane TMD says, hello everyone, hope you're all well.
Hello.
Admission of lateness.
Monday Clubber is never late, Toto wagons. Nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
So this is from Ben Cooper. He says, rare sight of steam engine heading into Congleton.
Nice viaduct.
Yes, it is. It's a... This is a short. So it will go round and round and round.
Okay, well, look, thank you so much.
I'm going to show that there. There we go.
Dongit's Model Railway says, I've seen a 7-foot gauge layout on a hand-built track in 4mm scale. Nice.
Broad Gauge Society sell correct Brunel style rail. Richard Conter says, it doesn't look very real.
I'd say a bit on the bulk track. Actually, what would be interesting would be to have the dual gauge with the standard gauge and also broad gauge, so you could still run 00 gauge stuff, but you'd have the extra line on the outside for the broad gauge and have like the bulk road.
Okay, Mark Wilson has definitely been out with his DeLorean back in time to Bristol Temple Meads in the early 1990s. Okay, oops.
Ham Shackleton says Gandalf's voice is getting surprisingly higher and higher.
Well, I have been on the halfling leaf.
Yeah, 3B Rail says, good night, Jenny and Zoe. Many thanks for another great stream. You're absolutely welcome. Always an honour. And this is brilliant. I love the light and the dark as well. Got the shadows just right. And look at the detail on that canopy. The background as well. I'm guessing it's a photographic background, but that works really well.
It does.
So next slide, please. Oh, a res liveried 47. Gosh, there used to be one in that livery on the old A1. In what used to be the goods yard of the station by the A1, which is now all being swept away. And there was like a whole load of Mark II coaches there as well. And it used to be quite a sight every time I'd go up and down the A1. And then they all got swept away when the A1 got upgraded to motorway.
That's a proper livery. That's a proper livery, the best livery.
Yeah, I've just noticed something.
What?
We can see the edge. He's shown us behind the curtain.
Oh no!
Oh no! And you can see the shadow from the towers. But no, that is amazing.
Here's the thing. That's a photo. He could have photoshopped that edge on and those shadows.
Maybe he's throwing us off the scent. Yeah.
He's trying to make it look like it's not a DeLorean. He hasn't been back in time. But we know he has. We know it. Really nice, though.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure. Next slide, please. That is nice.
See, now he's forgotten to add all that in.
Yeah, I
so
do
we're
like...
back to it actually being a photo.
I do like that livery. Absolutely.
It's the best livery. I will fight you. This is the best livery that's been on British Railways. Not that just flat blue.
Yeah.
Let's have a bit of design.
See, I've got the HST in First Great Western Fag Packet livery, and also GWR green. And I'm just going to put that out there. If anybody wants to swap with the GWR green, and it's got working fans as well, if they've got comparable like new tooled intercity liveried ones, well, we can talk for a swap.
Oh wow!
Yeah, Marcus Muggins says, "What's the Edge doing there? Is Bono there too?" He still hasn't found what he's looking for. And Let's Make Tracks TT120 says, "Proof of flat Earth confirmed." Yeah, so that's lovely. I like the angle he's used as well, taking it through those brute trolleys. And he's got such an eye for the composition of the photograph.
He really has. Oh, the new tool Intercity isn't out yet.
In 00? All right. Johan Swanepoel
really
says,
good.
"Hope everyone is well. Shucks, I have missed most of the show." Oh no!
The Monday Clubber is never late to the wagon, nor is he early. He remembers that he can press the rewind button.
Yes, you can catch up. Don't forget to hit
Thanks,
the like
Gandalf.
button. Share the stream to social media. Let everybody else know about the Monday Club. Promoting the hobby as we have been doing for like 7, 8 years. How long have we been doing the Monday Club?
Too long.
Oh,
I need a rest.
this is lovely.
It really is.
Incidentally, can I just say, I spotted in a video on YouTube a number of what looked to be BR Brute trolleys in very good condition aboard the SS Duke of Lancaster, which is actually it's been built into the shore. It ain't going anywhere anytime soon, but it's been built into the shore. It's closed to the public, but I saw a video of a naughty Urbex Explorer of it. And in the SS Duke of Lancaster, there's a whole load of what look to be ex-BR Brute trolleys.
Oh, wow.
So there's the Res liveried 47. The livery grows on me. I remember when those were actually out there on the network, I always thought they looked a bit odd, like they'd had some text painted out. You see how they've got the kind of...
the lines on it.
It looked like somebody had clumsily painted over branding.
Apparently, Flammer Channel 1 said 6 years.
That's still a long time.
Oh, that's a really nicely done one.
Carlton Tweedle says, "Got to go, ladies. Great show as
Take
normal.
care.
Dog wants his walk in the rain." I think he probably needs a poo.
Jen, this is interesting. The old and the new from a certain point of view.
Oh, I love the one of the things about that is look how it's got that kind of 80s vibe to the picture. It's slightly like a Kodachrome look. So, Caroline Rogers as well says, "Good night all. Look, you take great care and catch you later." Alan Downing says, "I'll buy it off you." I'd rather swap. I'm not really one for selling stuff, but I will swap. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, "Would make sense since Duke of Lancaster was ex-Heysham to Belfast service." Yeah.
That's a gronk. Gronky man, gotta shoot them all.
Peter Jackson Cheadle Heath says, I remember the brute trolleys being collected at Manchester Victoria before being taken away for scrap.
Oh.
David Scott says, nearly time to go, folks. Good night, all.
It is coming up on it.
2 res liveried 47s, no waiting. That is really nice. And it's just, wow. Wow. A lot of 47s here. Again, look, you can see the edge. The edge of the world. Everybody's going to fall off.
It's the same edge as, but he's just photoshopped it.
Yeah.
Oh.
But it's the attention to detail. Look at the cables on the wall and everything.
Yeah. So well done.
I think he's even reset the sleeper widths as well, so that they're the correct spacing. Penna Lane TMD. Sorry, talking to David.
Oh, that's an interesting livery.
Yes, Network Southeast. In fact, 50045. I have that very locomotive. It's up there. Look, 50045. Yeah, it's one of those two up there.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Ben
And
Tullett
that was
says
it. Thank you
BR
so
Regional Railways is also a nice livery. Yes, Regional Railways I would rate as being
can't-
my second
You
favourite.
can't beat Intercity.
Second
You
favourite.
cannot beat
With
Intercity.
Network Southeast, my third favourite. It's one of those things.
No, Intercity's best.
So is that all of the slides?
That's all he's got from the DeLorean this week.
Okay. So look, it's thank you for those.
That's all we've got.
Oh, sorry, that's all we've got time for tonight. We're a bit late starting because the monkey needed to finish a building, but that's turned out champion. Though.
Turned out nice again.
So is there not a thing which goes over?
Yeah.
Oh, there is. You just
Yeah.
haven't built it.
I haven't built that bit yet. I will show you.
Ah. So when I said, is there something that goes over there, and you said no, actually you should have said yes.
Yeah, then it would have shut you up.
Yes, it would have.
There, that's what goes over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the canopy
Yes.
and the-
Yes.
the wooden bit.
The hoist.
The wooden top.
The hoist. So yeah. Oh, Jacob's Train says Network Southeast is the best. It is good actually. They're fairly close.
You are all wrong. It is Intercity that is best.
I would rate Intercity best, followed by Regional Railways, followed by Network Southeast. But they're all very close. So like you could imagine them in
So
any
close.
order in a way.
And yet, so far.
Yeah, and Peter Jackson Cheadle, he says, okay, night all, good stream as usual, girls. Thank you so much. And thank you everybody who's donated on Super Chat. You were incredibly generous. You've helped keep the lights on for one more night. Thank you so much. And it's been...
Can we have a summary? Do we, after all of the controversy that was going on before the stream, do we have a view on...
Yeah, because there was a lot of people, it's like, they got hold of the stick, and it's like, do you mind? You're at the wrong end of this stick.
Yes.
But
the point was not to
there was a
poo-poo
question
anything.
mark, encouraging debate. And
There
I
was
think we did encourage debate.
And that was the entire point.
Yeah, I think bricks and mortar in-person model rail clubs are going from strength to strength. There's still plenty of space in the hobby for them, and it is gratifying to see that so many clubs have moved with the times and not so much reinvented themselves, but actually done an awful lot to keep themselves very relevant.
Yes.
And created the great social scene for what we all know is the best hobby in the world. Big up to Ken Patterson and everybody over at What's Neat this week. So yes, the answer is yes, there is still a place for regular model rail clubs. They're not dead, and they're definitely not pining for the fjords. So that's where we're at. And that anybody who got the huff, and somebody got so arsey, we did have to kick ban them. Yeah. And it's like, come on now, kids.
The point was never to try and diss things.
Yeah.
The point was to have a discussion about the state of the...
I think some people just like, oh, I've got an excuse to kick Jenny. And it's like, no. Right, anyway.
Well, on that note, thank you so much for joining us, guys.
Don't forget to hit that like button, share the stream to social media, and if you've not already done so, do please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, and that makes sure that you won't miss out on new videos as and when they come up. Do check out the link down below to our full merch store. Get yourself your very own t-shirt, hoodie, mug, and more in a whole host of exclusive designs, exclusive to this channel. If there are any left, do check out the link to the Monday Club Wagon. I was promised it was imminent. Well, I'm really sorry. I'm at as much of a loss as you guys, but it's imminent. The Monday Club Wagon. Nearly sold out last time I checked. Might be sold out now. I don't know. There's probably some left. But they won't stick around for long, especially when they actually do physically appear in country. We are planning on the pin badges. I am kicking the cupboard monkey at regular intervals to sort something out with that. And there will be more Monday Club special commission wagons. And we've taken on board, actually, what a lot of people have been saying. And we might try and do a budget model next time. Won't be to everybody's tastes. But watch this space. Yeah. So, look, you guys take great care of yourself. Coming up this week, we have a review of the under £100 LMS compound from Bachmann. Brand new models available in 2 different liveries, BR Late, BR Early Crest and TMC. You will see that model actually doing the rounds here on Weir Yard. It has been doing all night. Under £100 for a brand new model. It's actually cheaper than they go for second hand. Do check that out on Wednesday. I dig into it, and I bought it myself, mystery shopper style. This is not a review sample, despite what the trolls would have you believe that I just get lots of freebies. I bought it, mystery shopper style. Did a full review. On Friday, we're back on the O-Gauge Garden Railway with more progress on the build. I've been neglecting that for far too long, actually. I filmed this about 4 weeks ago. So I'm actually 2 Garden Railway videos ahead of where we are now. So that one's coming out on Friday. And like we said before, we're going to be away from the Monday Club live next Monday, but there will be a pre-recorded Monday Club.
Yeah, basically, we need some time off because we're both getting exhausted.
Yeah, we basically worked ourselves into the ground.
So we're going to take a couple of weeks to just sit at home.
Being a full-time YouTuber is a lot of work for a lot less than minimum wage. So worked very, very hard and had to go back to work. But anyway, until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Happy modelling. Bye for now.
The train now departing is a 21:06 service to Boxon on File, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Minith Tatis, Tatis Newith, the unnamed layout, Butts Farting, Pittsburgh, somehow, Eindhoven, Weir Yard again, Bolton Trinity Road, and then on to Box on File. That's the 21:06 service to Boxon on File. If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise. If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes. For every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Good night. For those of you who were wondering what Boxon on File is, that's the box file layout that we're building.
I like that name.
The river file is very nice this year.
Yeah, a bit moist though.
Bit moist, yeah.
Moist.
I wouldn't want to sleep in it. Monday,
That's what always gets me when people say, "Oh, I like a dry white wine." It's like, what do you like? Dust coming out of the bottle?
Yes.
How does that work? Like it's like dry sherry. It's like, oh, I like it wet actually myself. Yeah. It goes down better.
When I drink it, I want it to be like that.
I want it to be nice, not disgusting.
How do you like your wine? In a glass, please.
Is that?
What?
You've got to be careful.
I don't have it.
I would take that off.
Well, yeah, well, eventually.
We never saw New Junction. Did
New
nobody?
Junction!
New Junction! New Junction! We also didn't Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Gronk it up! Hashtag not a cult for legal and tax purposes.
Right, I've got to get off and set up for Game Hammer, the hammer of games.
Yeah, smell you later.
Bye-bye.
You be careful trying to
I don't want to be careful, I want to be reckless.
Yeah. Where's my mouse pointer gone? Oh, there you go. Just bear with me.
No, I don't want to.
No, not you. I'm not talking to you.
Now, bear with me. if you were only able to say one message to people, and bear with me, to warn them that you were being accompanied by an aggressive bear, what would it be?
If I only had to say one thing to you, it would probably be, not again. For anybody interested in what is running, now you're just seeing on your screens the Ivet Atlantic. I think it's a C1 Atlantic. It's either C1 or C2, although I think C2 is the one that's not been done in model form, and that's on a whole rake of private owner wagons, mostly Bachmann, but there's a couple of Oxford Rail and a couple of Hornby ones in there. And just because last week somebody was asking about the 5-plank wagons, so I think the first 3 wagons in that train are 5-plankers. We've also got the Midland compound, not Midland, the LMS compound. This is the one that's on offer at sub £100 from TMC. They've got early crest and late crest. That one's actually late crest, but they're both the same price. But get them while you can. It's 50% off. We've also got what is it? It's I think that's a West Country class in original Southern Railway green. Quite nice livery on that, although strange mix of coaches that it's pulling. We've also got on the ABC shuttle a Hornby Gronk and a Bachmann Class 25 and a Hellion Class 27. And for those arriving tremendously late, John PW22, looking at you.
A Monday clubber is never late, Toto wagons, nor are they early. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf. It's literally getting him in on the phone. He's getting ready with the Cupboard Monkey for Gamehammer Classic Gaming Monday night all request live, which you will be given a prompt at the end of this stream to move straight on over. All you have to do is click the button and it will immediately and seamlessly take you to the Gamehammer Classic Gaming Monday night all request live stream, where your live streaming goodness will continue with the monkey. But not for a little while yet. We're obviously just enjoying the trains going round. And if any of you see James Pets or Courtney Snake, do let them know that we have missed them. Just want to make sure that they're all right. Yes, let's make tracks. TT120 new build Atlantic launching soon at the Bluebell, Beachy Head. Been removed from the shed where it's been built and is now on proper Bluebell metals. Can't be that long before it's running in service. Definitely one to look out for. It's a shame in a way that the original Beachy Head wasn't able to be saved. Of course, money was short back in those days, and the main priority was purchasing the freehold for the line itself. The original Beachy Head was set aside, along with the Z-Class, I believe, as well. Unfortunately, money couldn't be raised in time, and both of those locomotives got scrapped. But it's lovely to see that a new build Beachy Head will be taking its place. and that is definitely something that we're really pleased to see. A big thank you to Mark Wilson, who's very generously sent some money on the paypal.me link. So thank you ever so much for your generosity, Mark. Really appreciated. And says, just for the entertainment in a Monday. Thank you. You're most welcome, Mark, and thank you so much. So we're coming to the end of the Monday Club Monday night. But don't worry, your live streaming entertainment will be continuing with All Request Monday Night Live with Game Hammer. You'll just get a prompt, click the button, and you'll be moved over seamlessly. So I'm just going to stick my head down through the loft hatch and make sure that they're ready for you guys, and then it'll be time for the switch over. Zoe, are you on? Okay. So Monday Night Live is up and running. So we're just going to seamlessly give you the option to move over. It's been great having your company. Thank you so much, you guys. It's always an honour to hang out with you. And certainly we have been here now for 6 years, promoting the community and, of course, the greatest hobby in the world. But from all of us here at Weir Yard, you take great care of yourself. Happy modelling,